Good morning. We have been discussing the examples on the CPM. Okay, so this example is already so to fabricate tanks for electroplating shop. The activity are as follows. Okay, so these activities for fabricate tanks for an electroplating shop. The activities are as follows. The activities were to first order for the material or fabrication of the tank. Second, once you order that material, we have to wait for delivery of the materials. And after the delivery is received, meanwhile, we have to also collect the equipment from the store for the tank fabrication. And next that once you receive the tools as well as the material, we have to fabricate the tank. Next activity is we have to test the tank against leakage. If the tank is fabricated, we have to see whether the tank is properly fabricated or not by just checking whether there is any leakage from the tank or not by filling the water in the tank. Then we have to obtain the pre-cut rubber from the market. Okay, so again, that pre-cut rubber is used for the fabrication of the tank. And next, the lining fixation on the inside of the tank. Okay, so if there is a leakage, anything is there, then we have to also fixes that lining on the inside of the tank. And once it is over, we have to paint the tank. So these are the activities for the fabrication of the tank for an electroplating shop. So use the above activity and we have to construct the arrow diagrams, as arrow diagram is generally used in the CPM, whereas in the PERT is the event oriented approach is there. Okay, we have discussed that. And CPM is the activity oriented approach is there. Okay, and in CPM terminology employs the word like arrow diagram, whereas the PERT technology uses the word like the network diagram. So here in this case, it is a arrow diagram, and we have to construct the arrow diagram and explain the CPM planning. What is the planning? Because CPM is generally used for planning, scheduling, and control of a project. Okay, so we have to explain the CPM planning for this given example, scheduling and control techniques. So very first step, we have to draw the arrow diagram depending upon the activity. So first activity, we have seen that we have to order for the material. So we have to order for the materials, and therefore this is the first activity because there is no material for the fabrication of the tank, and whatever the material is required for the fabrication tank, we have to order it from the market. Therefore, this is the activity. Second is await delivery of the material. Once we have put the orders, we have to await for the delivery of the material, and therefore this is the awaiting period, or we can say this is the activity. So this activity we can call it as a B activity. Arrow is shown like this. Here it is, arrow is also shown like this. So this is arrow diagram. And first is the order the material for the tank. Second is the await the delivery of the material. And third is the collect tooling equipment for the tank fabrication. So meanwhile, so we have to collect the tooling equipment from the market or your store. of the organization. So we can say this is the activity for collecting the tools equipment for the fabrication of the tank. Next is fabricate the tank. Okay, so this is the another activity where to fabricate the tank, and we can give again the name to this activity is activity D. And the next activity, if you see, there is the test the tank against the leakage. So we have to test the tank against the leakage. So this is, we can see that activity. We have to test the tank if any leakage is there by filling the water in the tank. Once it is a D, this is E. And meanwhile, after this activity, there is a obtain pre-cut rubber from pre-cut rubber lining from the market. So that means we have to obtain the pre-cut rubber from the lining. That means we have to again starts from the activity event 1 to event 5 like this. So this is the activity of obtaining the pre-cut rubber lining from the market. So this is activity, suppose we can give the name to this activity, activity F. And next activity is that fixed lining on the inside of the tank. Once you get the rubber, and we have to fix that into the inside of the tank, and this is the activity, and this is activity number EF, this is G, and this is the arrow shown like this. And the last activity, once we fix the lining on the inside of the tank in this activity, last activity is the paint the tank from the outside. Once the tank is fabricated, we have to paint, give the color to the tank, painting of this activity, and this activity is number GH. So depending upon the given activities, we have drawn the arrow diagram. We have drawn the arrow diagram. So this is your arrow diagram. This is the arrow diagram. Okay, now once you drawn this arrow diagram, now our next step is to estimating the activity time, that is duration. Estimating activity time, or it is a duration. Okay, so whenever we estimate the activity time or duration for the arrow diagrams, so we have to mark the time on the various activity, and the next step is to estimate the time for each activity also. But see, the time estimate should be realistic as possible and preferably based upon the past experience. If the person is experienced person and he is doing the same activity for over a number of the years, so he has the experience and he know the time for each activity, how much time is required for, suppose, first activity for ordering the material for the tank, how much time is required, and once you order the material from the market, how many time is required for the waiting time, how much waiting time is for that material from the market, then how much time is required for collecting the tool equipments, okay, from the market also. And these are the, when the worker is experienced worker, he knows the time for each activity, and therefore the time values can be taken from similar or same activities accomplished earlier. If he has accomplished the same activity earlier, he has how much time is required for the that activity completion. So estimation of duration is no problem for an experienced estimator. If he is an experienced estimator, then he can estimate the duration. There is no problem at all. But for a new person, if the person is new and if he do not know the, or if the past data is not available with him, then it is better to use the PERT techniques for estimating the duration for each activity. We already seen the PERT and how the expected time required to complete that activity we have already seen in the PERT techniques. But here, if the estimator is experienced estimator, we can directly, the estimator after consulting others, he can directly give the time for that activity. So assume that the estimator is experienced estimator, and based on his past experience, he gives the time values to the different activities. So in these examples, we have assumed that it is a experienced estimator and he has the past data with him, and therefore he has given the time 1 day for this A activity. For placing the orders, he has given the time of 1 day to that activity. And once he placed the order, how much day is required for waiting that material from the market? He has the past data with him, and the number of days required are 3. So he has given the 3 time duration for this activity B. And how much time is required for the next activity, that is activity C. C means it is a number 3 activity, that is a collect tooling equipment for the tank fabrication. So for collecting the tool equipment for the tank fabrication, it required, suppose it is given 5 days are required. Okay, so next activity is, once you get the material as well as the tool, we can start fabricating the tank. So for fabricating the tank, he has given the time duration is of 3 days. Once the tank is fabricated, the next is we have to test the leakage. Test the tank against the leakage. How much time he has given for this activity? Only 1 day. So in 1 day, we can finish this activity. Next activity is again, time is required for this. That is to 1 to 5. That is F activity. And this obtain the pre-cut rubber lining from the market. And he has given the 12 days. 12 days time required to receive that pre-cut rubber. From the market. So in this way, we are giving the time because he is a experienced estimator. And next activity is activity G. G means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So G is the activity, the name is fixed lining on inside of the tank. So he has given the time for this activities of 5 days. He has given the time required to complete these activities is 5 days. And the last activity that is a H activity, to paint the tank from outside. So how much time he has given? Only 1 day. So G is also given, not 5. The time given for this activity, yes, it is 5 and it is 1 only. So it is a 1 day is required for painting the tank. And G, the timing for G is not 5 days. So G activity is the fixed lining on inside of the tank. So here timing is not 5 days, but it is 3 days are given. So the estimator is the experienced person, and his past experience has shown that this much of the time is required for every activity, just for placing the orders, then wetting the material from the market, then taking the lining tool from the market, how much time is required. Okay, then that is collecting the tool equipment for the tank fabrications, how much time is required to fabricate the tank, how much time is required to test the tank against leakage, how much time is required to pre-cut rubber lining from the market. So depending upon the this past experience, we have given the time. Now we have to prepare the analysis table, means EST, LFT, earliest start time, latest finish time, we have to calculate for these activities. And now we'll make one table and we can find estimating time we have already written as per the past experience. As per the past experience. If the worker working on that project is the experienced worker, then he has the data. He has the past data with him and we have taken the help of that. And the next activity is the preparation of analysis table. So we have to give the for 1 to 2 activity, what is the earliest start time and what is the latest finish time. So what is the earliest start time for this activity? Obviously it is 0, and the latest finish time is also 0 for this activity. Okay, now come to the 2-3 activity. This is a for 2-3 activity. For 2-3 activity, what is the EST and LST? Okay, what is the EST means earliest start time and LFT is the latest finish time. So we have to calculate here the earliest start time. How we can calculate the earliest start time? We have already seen the such type of the example in the PERT. So earliest start time can be calculated for each activity. Earliest start time for every activity is calculated by starting from the event first. Okay, suppose we are going from event first to the event 2. Okay, then for activity A and giving it time 0. So we have got the 0 earliest start time. And what is the EST of activity B? EST of the activity B is 0 plus the duration of that activity. So what is the duration of that activity? It is 1. Duration is 1 of that activity, and EST of the event 1 is 0. So how much is the EST for that activity? It is 1. Similarly, we can write for the other activities. Okay. So what is the earliest start time for this? This is 3 plus 1, 4. What is the earliest time, earliest start time for this activity 4, 5? This is we have to take maximum 5 plus 3. This is it. What is the earliest start time for this 5, 6 activity? So this is 8 plus this. We have to take maximum. So this is a maximum. This is 12. And again, what is the earliest start time for this activity 6, 7? It is a 12 plus 3, 15. So in this way, we have mentioned here the earliest start time for each activity. Now we have to calculate the latest finish time. We have to calculate the latest finish time. So we already seen this, how to calculate the latest finish time. The latest finish time is calculated in a similar manner of what we have seen for the earlier start time, but here we have to proceed backward from the last event to the first event. Last event to the first event. And therefore, what is the LFT for the activity 6-7? LFT for the activity 6-7. This is for LFT for activity 6-7 is this is a 15 and this is 16. And EST for this activity is 15. Okay, so we have to proceed backward from the last event to the first event, from the last event to the first event. So we'll find one by one. For the event 7, the LFT is 16 and the EST is also 16. Okay. Now for the 6-7 activity, okay. Now for the 5-6 activity, the EST we have here 15. We have got the 15. And what will be the LFT? LFT is the total is here 16 minus the duration of this next activity 1. So it is again 15. We are moving backwards. So again, the for F activity, this is for F activity, that is a activity 1-5. And what is the LFT for this activity? So total time minus the duration of this next activity. Total time is here 16 minus total time is here 15 and therefore minus 3. So here it will be the 12. Okay. So come to the activity E. For this activity, we have to calculate the LFT. What is the LFT? LFT is the total duration of this activity so here 5 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 minus 1. Okay, here it is a 5, 8, and this is a 9. So total duration for this is done 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 minus the activity. So we have to see the arrow diagram. What will be the LFT for this? LFT is we are finding for suppose activity D, and therefore we have to calculate the LFT for activity E minus the duration of this activity. So LFT for this activity is 12. Yes, LFT for this activity is 12 and minus 1, it is 11. Similarly, the LFT for this activity is 11 minus 3. So it is a 8. and the LFT for the next activity is 8. 8 minus 3, here it is 5. Okay, now the earliest start time and latest finish time we have calculated for each and every activity. Earliest start time and latest finish time. So this we have shown on this table. Okay, now our next is we have to prepare the analysis table. So analysis table, we have to give the name for each activity, then there is a duration, then there is a EST, then there is a LST, then there is a EST, EFT, then there is a LFT, then next is the total time, next column is the total float, next is the any remark. Okay, now where to give this. So activity we have to mention here 1, 2. We are given the name to this activity, activity A. So what is the duration for this activity? It is also mentioned 1. And what was the EST for this activity? We are given here 1. Okay. And what is the LFT for this activity? It is 5. Okay. Similarly, we'll write down other the activity. Activity 2, 3 activity. Activity 1, 3 activity. Activity 3, 4 activity. Then activity 4, 5 activity. Next activity is the 1, 5 activity. And then next is the 5, 6 activity. Next is the 6, 7 activity. Okay, so this is a B activity, this is a C activity, this is a D activity, E activity, F, G and H activity. Okay, now we have already mentioned the time duration for each activity in the arrow diagram. So we have given the time duration for this activity 1, this is 3, this is 5, this is again 3, 1, again 12 days, 3 days and 1 day. Similarly, we have already calculated the earliest start time and latest finish time, and it is mentioned there. So we have to just write here for this activity 2, 3, earliest start time is 1, and the latest finish time is 8. For 1, 3 activity, just refer the arrow diagram. 1, 3, the earliest start time here is 0, and the latest finish time is here. See the arrow diagram. 1, 3, 1, 3, it is 8. Okay, so it is a 8. Again, see 3, 4 activity. For 3, 4, earlier start time is 5, and the latest finish time is here 11. So I am just writing other timing. This 5, 11, 8, 12, 12, 15 and 16. So I am directly also writing the earliest start time and the earliest finish time. So how you can calculate now this earliest start time? We already calculated this for one example. Earlier start time. So earlier start time for each activity is calculated from the relation. Suppose we have to calculate earlier start time, we should know the LFT of that activity minus the duration of that activity. So LFT of this activity is 5 and the duration of this activity is 1. So therefore 5 minus 1, it is a 4. 5 minus 1, it is 4. Similarly, 5 minus 3, it is 8 minus 3, it is 5. Then 8 minus 5, it is 3, it is 8, it is 11, it is 12 minus 12, 0, it is 12 minus 3, sorry, 15 minus 3, 12, 16 minus 1, 15. So this is the earliest start time I have calculated from the LFT of that activity minus the duration of that activity. So this is the LST. 4, 5, 3, 8, 11, 0, 12, 15. Okay. Now we have to calculate the EFT. How we have calculated EFT? EFT is calculated the EST of that activity plus the duration of that activity. So what is the EST of that activity? It is a 0 plus the duration of that activity. It is 1. Therefore, it is 1. EST plus duration. It is 4. 5 plus 0. 5. 5 plus 3. 8. 8 plus 1. 9. This is a 12. And this is again EST plus this 15. And this is 16. So in this way, we have calculated the EST. Now we have to calculate the total time. How we can calculate the total time for this activity? Total time is required, that is duration for that activity. Total time we have to calculate the duration for that activity, how much time that activity has taken to complete the time. Okay, so we'll first calculate the total float. Suppose the total time is calculated by the LFT minus EST. So LFT is here 5 minus EST, that is 0. So here it is a 5. LFT minus EST, that is 7. LFT minus EST, that is 8. LFT minus 5, 6. LFT minus EST, that is total time. Again, this is 12 minus 0, 12. 12 minus, sorry, 15 minus 12, it is 3. 16 minus 15, it is 1. So it is the total time for the activity. And next, we have to calculate the total float. How we can calculate the total float? Just taking the difference of LST minus EST. LST minus EST. So this LST minus EST, we have to take just the difference of these two. LST minus EST, that will be the total float. So it is 5. LST minus EST, it is 6. Sorry, not like that. So this total float is calculated. Total float is calculated from the LST minus EST. LST minus EST, yes. LST minus EST. 4 minus 0, sorry. So it is 4. So what is happen? Okay, total time again where to. So what happened with this? Okay, I think this is overlap on this. I will again write the LFT. LFT I will directly write 5, 8. I don't know what has happened. And LST, it is 4, 5, 3, 8, 11, 0, 12, 15. And what is the EST? What is happening with this? Okay, this is a 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12, 15, and 16. And this is the LFT 5, 8, 8, 11, 12, 12, 15, and 16. Okay. So total time actually we have calculated from the LFT plus EST. No, sorry, LFT minus EST. So LFT, this is LFT minus 0, it is 5. LFT minus 1, 7. LFT minus 0, 8. LFT minus 5, 6, 4, 12, 3, and this is 1. Okay. So I don't know what is happened with this table. Suddenly, all of a sudden, something is happened and there is a reflection of this value over the other values. So total float we have calculated here. Total float here now. So total float is the LST minus EST. So LST is 4 minus EST, it is 4. LST minus EST 4. LST minus EST 3. LST minus EST 3. LST minus EST 3. LST minus EST 3. It is 0. It is 0 and this is 0. So this total float I have calculated here in this way. Now, any remark we have to mention here. So from this, the analysis table recognizes the critical activity. We have to recognize which one is the critical activity. The critical activity, which one is the critical activity? So the activity with 0 float, which are marked on the arrow diagram, and the critical path 1567 is established. Therefore, the total project, so the critical activities which is having the 0 float. So this is the critical activity. This is also critical activity. And this is also critical activity. So the critical activities with the 0 float, it is marked on the diagram. So the critical activities, we have to, which activities are critical activity? FGH. So we have to mark here FGH. So this is F, G, and H. This activity we have to mark as a critical activity. Critical activities are marked by the 2 lines shown like this. So that activity is called as the critical activity. And which one is the critical path? Which one is the critical path? So 1567. So 1567. This 1567, it is the critical path. So this path 1767, sorry 1567, because maximum time is taken for this, maximum days are taken for these activities. So this is a critical path, and therefore we can write here. So I think time is remain one more than less than 1 minute. So take the attendance and send it to my personal WhatsApp number. Okay. So the critical path is